The third part of this 5-part series is we're going to be talking about investing. Now, as a leader, we all know that we need to invest. Okay, what is it that we need to invest? We need to invest our time. If we're not putting time in to work with our mentor and actually achieve the targets that we're set. You know, one of the things that my mentor asked me to do this week was a tangible thing. 3 hours sitting in an environment that was totally in contrast to where I'd normally be, and writing out pages and pages of actually who Kate Osborne is being. Because getting consistent in the message that I'm sending out is really my number one lesson. And to invest that time of 3 hours to sit down and actually congruently write out, you know, what it is that I'm wanting to achieve, that was an investment of time. To invest with a mentor means that you trust what it is that they're saying. And so, you know, are you working with your mentor and actually understanding that your attitude around each exercise, what is that like? For me, that was really challenging. To be honest, when I started the process, I could see what he was picking up in me. Because he's years and years ahead of the game, and he's doing deals that are many, many more zeros than I am in the coaching industry, that he could pick up in me that, okay, one day I'm sort of sending out a message that I'm perfectly content to be a full-time mum. And the next day I'm saying, actually, I want to be, you know, the #1 franchise coach within the world. You know, so well, how congruent are you within your, you know, your vision of what it is that you're working with your mentor around? Have you actually sat down and said, where does your franchise group rank? You know, within the BRW Top Franchise Network, what is the profitability within your franchise? How much time are you investing with each of your franchisees? How much time are you investing with your mentor? How much time are you investing, you know, in your health? It's very important that we have balanced growth. It's no good saying that I will fix my health later when I've got the money. In fact, when I first started coaching, one of the frustrations that I had within the franchise network as a business coach was that we really had to stick to the 9 areas of business. That was the agenda on the table. And I would often ring the owner of the company and say, you know, I've just come from this client and, you know, they don't eat, or they're not drinking any water, or they're not getting on with their spouse, they're not doing any exercise. And he'd say, Kate, the problem with you is you try to mother people too much. Okay, so that criticism that I received hit home. I recognised that, okay, maybe it is a mothering thing. I'm trying to be friends with everybody. He said, you're a business coach, you focus on business. That's it. Draw the line, that's where your challenge is. Now, when I grew to 12 franchisees, I rang him and said, you know, it's just the time that it's taking. He said, because you're trying to mother people. You've got to stop mothering people. So it was a consistent message that I was getting from my mentor, but where my block was recognising that, well, if I wasn't mothering them, then who was? Who was being the nurturer? Who was showing them successfully how to invest in all areas of their life simultaneously, because business is simply one aspect. Okay, and if you have franchisees that are out of balance and they are not not giving themselves any kind of self-nourishment, or they're not empowered around self-nourishment. They don't understand how their body works, so therefore they don't drink water. Well, I've been to the end of that game. Okay, I have nursed a man at 74 years old in a wheelchair with 0 quality of life and 0 friends, and certainly that was not the message that I wanted to be giving out, that money solves all problems. Because I recognised that he had all that money in Swiss bank accounts and Antigua and offshore, and it couldn't do one thing to help him get his quality of life back. He'd flown to the Mayo Clinic. They basically just said, there's not anything we can do for your condition. And his condition was permanent. It could not be reversed. When it could have been reversed was perhaps when he was a 40-year-old human being and started to put in some daily disciplines or some daily habits of investing in himself first and drinking less alcohol and a little bit more water. Now, when I started talking about this within the franchise groups that we were working, we didn't realise how necessary it was to be able to introduce this element of our business until we brought on a full-time personal trainer for every single client. And the feedback that we were getting from people was that they were learning how to drink water. In fact, we thought we'd be taking them to New York on marathons and over to Paris for the marathon. What our biggest challenge was to get each of the franchise groups to drink 8 glasses of water a day. until we could get that basic foundation that they would invest in their nutrition and recognise that unless they have enough water in their body, they can't be teachable, that was a huge block. Okay, so investment around health was a huge path for both Kent and I. We have done 10 years of really investing, I guess, from a personal development level around nutrition, health, supplementation, purified water, purified air, meditation coaches, Qigong lessons, personal trainers, Pilates instruction. You know, to have 3 kids in 4 years, health was something that as a female I really need to invest in. And I needed to invest in the best mentors, and I needed to get a really good attitude. And so I want to check in with you, you know, what are you prepared to invest? And to me, the money has been the least. Like, money is easy. If you've got a money issue, then get in touch with us. We can help you sort that out. Because if you're stuck in a money thing, then you're stuck in survival. And when you're in survival, the damage that's doing from a biochemist base of your body hormonally is the bigger issue than the money issue. So we need to sort that straight away. So for me, I would place health ahead of finance every single time. And so the first aspect is, are you willing to invest in yourself? Because we want 100 healthy, enlightened millionaires, not just 100 millionaires. If we wanted 100 millionaires, we'd put an ad in the paper to be done by midday tomorrow. To get the elusive combination of time, money and peace inside, knowing that you're being the best leader that you can be and you're achieving everything you want to achieve and hanging out with other like-minded people, that takes an investment, and it's going to take some courage to be able to go the place where you know you're probably a bit frightened to go. So investing is very, very important. What about in systems? Have you invested enough in systems and leveraging your time? Okay, one of the things that we have just really invested in is, I guess, really inducting the people that we trust around our business. And it takes a long time to build a solid foundation to a team. You need loyalty. You need to have industriousness. You need to know what that person's doing all the time with enthusiasm. Are they doing it with the right attitude, and are they getting a great result? And so the thing that I've recognised is everyone who's part of our team needs to be invested into every single day, every single week, whether that's a text message, a phone call, good news flowing to them, information that's coming through the team is critical. And there's way more leveraged ways that you can achieve that, as you're seeing by watching this yourself. We can invest in our team with training by recording it once and giving it accessibility to everyone in our team as part of the process of working with us. So we've got virtual assistants who come on board with our vision and our mission and immediately get access to 3 years of online training and personal development. So they can be tapping into us every single day, and I can be at home with the kids. You know, the person who works with us at home, the closest, we would define as a domestic personal assistant. You know, she's responsible for our nutrition, making sure that the kids are being topped up and looked after, making sure that we get to the gym 4 times every single week. And so being able to be more of a nanny to the kids, but also like more of a big sister or a friend. That's something that the franchisors that I'm working with, I certainly have been tracking a lot. What's the result of having a full-time live-in au pair that you can design and systemize your household to be able to give you more time back to invest in the areas that are going to mean the most? And for us, that's been an absolute delight and a pleasure to induct her into our family team and be able to see the results that we can get straight away. So systemizing everything down to how the dishwasher is packed, and that might seem funny, but anyone who's met Kent will get a laugh out of that. So, you know, when her assessment is more like, interesting, now, did you know that the plates go here? So Kent's a lot more methodical than I am, which is really exciting that, you know, we can invest in educating somebody how we want our life to run, and we are no longer responsible for getting that result on a minute-by-minute basis. That's something that can be totally handed over. And so I'd recommend if you know, money has started to flow into your life, then you can leverage a lot faster, a lot quicker, but there is fast-track ways, and we have got system processes already documented that we can hand over to you. You know, part of the mastery process of our coaching program was designed that, you know, from the first 116 clients that we coached, 11 of those went through to millionaire and fed back to us exactly what worked and what didn't work in the correct order. And so by creating jigsaw puzzles for the business owners that come in, we're able to produce faster millionaires because we're not fluffing around doing stuff that doesn't work. They're reading the exact 6 books. Everybody reads the same books when they first start on the program. And they're designing their life the way they want it to be from the day go. And so we're finding that what used to take us 12 months, now we have clients achieving in 9 weeks. It is just phenomenal, the growth that we can experience. Having fully filmed that process now, we can have franchisees that can be drip fed that information as fast paced as they're ready to do it. And we had our first clients that achieved, I guess, the breakthrough of 5 weeks and 6 days. She just wanted to get the entire process out of the way. She had a large antenna and communications business that, you know, at this time when everything's swapping over to digital, they just didn't have any time to waste. And I had known her as a time management queen. She had taught me in time management herself. So this was a case when the teacher became the student. She had watched what we had done within business and came and said, look, can you help us? And her husband have achieved some incredible results in a short period of time. So I would encourage you to invest the time to get along to quarterly planning, meet the people that are actually getting the results, that are getting the fast track. We've got lawyers, accountants, financial planners, personal trainers, virtual assistants, everyone there on the day to be able to answer your questions. And then the investment is $55 per person. And we have that as an open function in Brisbane at Summit Events for you to come in and put your toe in the water. Come and meet the Leisure Seekers team, catch a vision for your own life and see whether or not we can help you.